Ba-ba-ba! You're loving it. It's Opex, Mind of Opex. Got another video for you today, so let's just dive into it, shall we? Cue the intro. No intro? Okay, let's just cue the beginning of the video. Let's just talk about it. Let's dive into it. Just dive deep into it. What are we talking about today? Today we're going to be talking about essentially becoming your greatest version, and how we become our greatest version has less to do with what others perceive of us, more to do with what we perceive of us. See, we've talked about the greatest version of you countless times on this channel. How to become that greatest version. But we have not dove deep into this spectrum, which would be, when no one's looking, are you going to be doing the right thing or the good thing? So, I can tell just by my experience, that, for example, today, I didn't work today. Today was my first day off in who knows how long. My primary patient went over his mother's yesterday, still hasn't returned. So I was like, are you going to let me know that we're working today? But anyways, I felt way off that I didn't work today. I usually work 7 days a week, right? And I didn't have my patient, and I'm not making money today, and I felt weird. It's rainy. I don't know if you can tell by the camera, but it's rainy, it's cold, it's in the 60s today as a high. And I was like, I don't feel like fucking working out. I don't feel like doing the normal things. The reason why I didn't feel like it is because the habit has already been swayed. It's been off. Like, the balance has been off. The habits of everyday existence for me altered minusculely today. And I didn't feel like working out. But I did. Didn't feel like working out. It's a little chilly. I'm like, I got a lot of shit to do today. I gotta go to my farm. Actually, I'm going to my farm right now. I have a lot of things I gotta do today, as always. And I have to tell myself, it's a little off today, but we still got to get every freaking thing done. No excuses. No one's watching. Just me. But this is how I live my life every day since I was a child, since I was brought up I was brought up Catholic, but the point is that I was brought up thinking that Santa Claus is watching me and God's watching me at all times of the day, no matter if I think no one's watching me and I'm all alone, there's someone watching me, right? I was brought up that way. So in my psyche, at a very young age, I was brought up to believe that I don't care if anyone's watching me or not. I still got to do the right thing. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people want to say, I quit drinking. But then they drink, but don't want to let anyone know, I'm still 6 months sober. But you went to drink, right? You knew that was a weakness of yours, but you did it anyways because no one was watching. See, here's the thing. I'm anti-Santa Claus. I'm anti that there's somebody out there watching you, so because of that, you got to be disciplined. You got to put yourself into a habit or whatever it is that you have to do in order to construct the lifestyle or the experience that you want in life. So if you want to work out every day, whether anyone's watching your progress or not, right? You don't have to put photos on the internet constantly of, look at how much I'm progressing. Don't do that. It doesn't matter. Because either you're going to do it or you're not. And if you're too weak to do it, then you got to put yourself into a mindset of discipline. See, if you're not disciplined, then you constantly need to be lifted up and to be told, wow, you look great today. You know what happens to me when a woman tells me, damn, you're sexy? When a woman says that to me, I'm turned off. You know why? It's not because, it could be a very nice, pleasurable thing to say. Maybe she's trying to make me feel good, right? But the reason I'm turned off is because for some reason, when someone says you look great, I'm more apt to, I've already done enough. I'm going to go eat that chocolate cake now. And now I'm craving things that, I guess I did enough, so I'm going to eat this large bowl of macaroni and cheese. right? Or whatever the case may be. You guys know what your individual anecdotal experience is. But in my case, if somebody says I look attractive, or I look great, or oh my God, I can't believe blah, 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 that you're doing so well physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, I'm less apt to work out the next day. Now, of course, I am going to, but there's a feeling in me saying that you've done enough. See, people are so quick to feel that, oh my God, I've made it. I did it. Goal set. Goal was met. But you stop. You don't want to continually progress. And a lot of people need to set forth habits. So you need some habitual plans to orchestrate on a daily basis, or else you're going to get left behind and then produce less quality workouts or whatever it is that you do, right? Like if you work for yourself and then you're just lazy, all right, well, there's going to be times you're not going to pick up that customer phone call. I'm already too busy, right? Like, and then you're not going to exceed or excel in your life or your experiences or whatever it is, whether it's your job, your workouts, or whatever the fuck it is. But the point that I'm getting at here is simply, if you do those things that are meant or that you set forth a goal to meet on a daily basis, you must be disciplined to do those things no matter what. 2 months ago, I think it was in May, early May or something, I had that coronavirus bout. I didn't go on YouTube or anything because I had a really rough bout. And the point is I'm getting at is that even during this rough bout, I had shortness of breath. I had really, 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 really rough workouts. Workouts that would usually take me an hour to an hour and a half took me twice as long. Twice, because of my recovery time needed, because if I do this set of push-ups, right, it would take me so much longer to get to the next set because I have to recover, and my body wouldn't let me to recover because I had a bout with that coronavirus. But still, I did it. No excuses. No excuses. What's your excuse? My knee hurts. You know what you need if your knee hurts? A, you need to obviously fix your diet and fix the inflammation. Obviously cut out sugar and bad carbs like rice, or you already know. The diet aspect. And on top of the diet, you need to use those tendons, use those muscles in your knee. You need to use it or lose it. So these motherfuckers that are like always having an excuse, no, that thing that you think is going to provide you the most discomfort is the thing that you need to do to reduce that discomfort. So, physical therapy. If your knee hurts, you need to use therapy on it. Physical therapy, your diet. There's things you need to do to fix your knee and to continually work out. Chris Weidman, as you already know, some of you guys know, is a UFC fighter, UFC champion in the past. Broke his leg. His fibia and his tibia, it just fucking snapped, right? Went whoopoo! Went right around that Uriah Hall's fucking thickness of his leg, and he broke it. Do you think Chris Weidman is literally doing nothing all day? No. He's begging the doctor, can I start physical therapy? Can I start doing this? What can I do to do this? What can I start doing to start creating regenerative growth in this area, to stabilize this area, to prevent hurting, and to put some weight on this leg, right? So Chris Weidman, not only is he trying to use physical therapy for his leg that is broken, with a titanium rod in it. He is begging the doctor, what can I do here? Okay, so my, what was this? Fibia is still not good. I saw an update the other day. His fibia is not good, but his tibia is good. So the doctor's like, yeah, you can kick now with it. You can kick. But the other side, you can't do shit yet. And it's going to take a while to get to that point. But whenever you can start doing stuff to fix the problem, start doing it immediately, as soon as you can. Because, see, a body at rest tends to stay at rest. And if you're not providing blood to those areas, meaning you're not using those areas, the blood keeps that area young, keeps it fresh, allows oxygen to get into those areas, allows liquid to get into those areas to rehydrate those cells. Those things are based for recovery in you naturally. Naturally. So if you just put your foot or your leg in a cast and sat down for 5 months straight, you may never recover. But doesn't the doctor always tell you to wait and just do nothing? Yeah, until the doctor tells you to do stuff. Then do it immediately. As soon as you have enough strength, do it. No excuse. If I eat sugar one day, like I had ice cream 2 days ago. Ice cream. I fucking hate ice cream. And I have other measures of other things I do. In place of ice cream. What am I trying to say? Other options other than ice cream. I use bananas now. I freeze bananas. I'll put some blueberries and strawberries frozen and basically turn it into its own ice cream. And it's very healthy and it's a much better substitute for ice cream. That's the word I was looking for, substitute. But 2 days ago, I ate ice cream. Maybe, what is it? Like a half gallon and then half of that. So like a quarter gallon of ice cream. And I just... The next day, my shoulder's inflamed. My knee's inflamed. That's supposed to happen. So my shoulder being inflamed, I had a rough workout yesterday. Today was a lot easier. But the point is I'm getting it. Even though I have pain in my arm, I will still properly do the workouts. Let's say I have problems in my shoulder. I'm still... Ow. It hurts right now, but I have to do it properly. Mind-muscle connection, etc. Make sure you do it properly and not get hurt. Don't add way too much strenuous weight, especially if you're already hurting going up like that. All right? So the point is I'm getting at is that even though you feel like, oh, today's my day, I can just relax and rest. Or I don't feel like it today, or I'm hurt, or I ate too much sugar the night before. No excuse. Oh, I got the coronavirus. I'm bedbound. No excuse. No excuse. No excuse. You're a pussy if you're making excuses. See, this is the same thing drunks do. Or drug addicts. Drunks always like... If they're trying to quit drinking, they're always like, oh, I'm doing so good. But any small thing, I got an argument with my wife, or I had a bad day at work. People give themselves an excuse to drink or do drugs often, right? People use those same excuses why they can't work out, or why they can't go to work today, or whatever. Why they don't want to mow the lawn. Why they don't want to do this or that or the third. Why aren't you disciplined? You weren't raised right. It takes an alpha male to be an alpha in general, but generally, 90-something% of my viewers are men, as it should be, because I use wisdom and intelligence, and women generally don't care enough about that, or enough about reason or evidence. They care more about emotions and feelings, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just what my channel is more geared to is men. That's why I talk more about men than women. But the point is I'm getting at, here, let's start driving because I got to go to the farm. Yeah, let's start driving. If you're hurt and you don't feel like doing something, that's the thing you need to do immediately. Like, you need to get your mind into that mindset as soon as you can. Hopefully your father and mother instill that into you at a very young age, because if they don't, you're going to be brought up. You're going to be brought up without that quality. You're going to be brought up not being able to take care of yourself, not being able to control your destiny. You're going to be weak, and you're going to be surrendering or a subject of your surroundings or your environment or authority. Ooh. You know who the real authority is? I don't want to say God and be cliche, but you. You have the responsibility. God gave you, whether you believe in God or not, or evolution, or whatever your genetics needed to survive, gave you this innate, inner strength to do that in which you don't feel like doing. A lot of people create habits. A lot of people create excuses. But the main thing is discipline. If you are not disciplined to do, it won't get done. So what I'm trying to tell you today is that no matter what you're feeling or what you're going through, we all go through that. I was talking to a family member who's a drunk and been going in and out of rehab for the last few years, been a drunk for many years, and I've been trying to explain to her the strengths that she has to be disciplined, to say no, etc., right? But she's under the guise or the thought process that she has to drink. And I explained to her, you have the strength to not drink. And she has this idea that she does not. That someone like me has the strength to do it, but she does not. How wrong is she? See, what you think is easy for someone else, oh, it's easy for you to give up drinking or smoking or whatever, because I did it in the past. I gave up smoking twice. I quit drinking at the age of 26, I think. Which is like 9 years ago, I quit drinking. So, it was easy for me to quit drinking and smoking, but it's not easy for her to quit drinking. That's wrong. See, that's the mentality that's going to continue the drinking. I have to explain this. You either step up to the plate and say you're responsible, or you alleviate that responsibility and that drinking will continue. See, it's not easier for me to quit drinking. It was tough. I just knew I had to do it because guess what? It's no one else's responsibility than the one doing the thing. If my actions are creating the problem, who's responsible for the solution? Me. No one else is responsible for my drinking than me. Doesn't mean I'm stronger than the other person. I'm going through those exact same things. I'm drinking the same spirit as you. Let's say it's vodka. We're drinking the same spirit, so it's not the type of liquor that's the problem. You're my family member. We're blood, so you can't blame it on genetics. Actually, this person isn't blood. I was adopted, so... But just stick with me on where I'm going with this. Everything's aligned to be the exact same thing. The exact same situation, environment, substance, etc. What it does to the body, how much you're intaking. If we put that all down to a T exactly the same, we'd both be going through those hangovers, right? You hate those hangovers just as much as I do. But you are not willing to say, fuck this. I am strong enough to say no. You're not willing to do that. Therefore, you're going to continue drinking. And if you go to rehab, they're going to convince you it's a disease. And I keep saying this because I know a lot of drunks that go to rehab and blame diseases. Yeah, it's medically a disease, or that's what they diagnose alcoholics as a disease now. Everything's a disease if it's not of ease. That's the primary basis of the word dis-ease. You're not of ease, like me, and if you're not of ease, you have a dis-ease. You might be going through a bout of cancer or whatever, right? But drinking itself reduces your ability for ease. It increases your blood pressure, screws up your endorphins, your chemical balances, makes you very weak. What goes up must come down. So when you're drinking that day, the next day you're going to go down, right? Like you're stealing tomorrow's joy for today, which is also a lie. But the point is I'm getting at is that you have just enough strength to say no, and when you alleviate that and say, well, this is a disease, this is something I'm going to live with the rest of your life, you have created the disease that you're living with the rest of your life. You're creating a negligation. You're neglecting the solution. So if you're not going to be able to solve the problem, you're going to surrender to this problem the rest of your life. The universe is going to continually give you the same test over and over and over and over again until you pass it. And if you do not pass that test, you're going to keep going through that problem. So what am I saying about responsibility and about just doing it like Nike? Like, you know this is the thing to do. Get out of your comfort zone and do it. No matter how uncomfortable it makes you. Oh, I have to have the talk with the wife today. That's the thing you need to do. That thing that makes you feel uncomfortable is almost always the thing you need to do. Oh, that's not comfortable to do that. Oh, that's going to make us both feel a little awkward. I don't want to talk about my wife gaining weight, because that's going to turn into one of those bad conversations. Nope, that thing that makes you uncomfortable is the thing that you need to do. Period. There's no excuses. Because your excuse is going to be, it's too hard. Or you're strong enough to do it, but I'm not. If I can do it, you can do it. You just need to put that power in you. And the only way you can put that power in you is to say, I'm responsible for this, whatever that may be. It could be working out, could be alleviating your drinking habits, whatever it is, creating habits or losing those habits. Get out of that comfort zone. Tell yourself that you're the only one who's responsible for this, and you can do it. Those two things create a power in you, a source of power that cannot be deterred or alleviated, because that power right there is so powerful. It tells you that you are more powerful than external sources and more powerful than the disease or the discomfort or whatever that stops you from doing the thing that needs to be done. And you guys know my brain's all scatterbrained, and you can see my eyes. I haven't smoked pot today yet or done anything today. I'd had some coffee, but as you can see, I don't feel like doing shit today. You probably can see it in my eyes. I don't feel like doing shit today. Guess what? There's not one thing that I would normally do today, if I felt great, that I'm not going to do. Because I'm going to do everything, regardless. And a little tip for you guys, smile. If you're going to go clean a toilet and it's full of shit, stinky, caked with shit. Let's say someone smeared 15-year-old shit all over that toilet, and it's your job today to clean that toilet, whether it's from your boss, whether it's in your own home because you got little ones that shed everywhere, whatever the case is. If that's your job today, do it. Secret is the smile. See, if you're not smiling, you're creating that environment that is more displeasurable. If you're going to do mushrooms, right, like you're going to do some psilocybin, before you do that psilocybin, if you're telling yourself, oh my God, I think I did too much, or oh my God, I've never done this, I'm nervous, I'm scared. What kind of what kind of experience are you going to have on that psilocybin when you've already predetermined how it was going to be? That's what you do with everything in life. You don't have to go on a hallucination in order for this power to work. If you have an ability to change the idea in which your experience will be experienced, then do it. Change that experience. Put that smile on. If I'm going to go clean that toilet, you know what I'm going to do? Whatever it takes to put a smile on my face, I will put a mask on to stop the smell, right? So boom, smell's gone. I'm not going to care about the how it feels on my hand or whatever. Put gloves on. Put music on in the background. Put a smile on. Do whatever it has to happen in order for you to do the task, right? But you need to understand that regardless of the music or the smile or whatever, it's your job to get it done. And that itself will help the experience. If you are disciplined at a very young age, like I really want to teach you guys that you need to teach your children at a very young age. Because if at a very young age, if your child gets in the habit of, Daddy and Mommy's not around, but I'm still going to do this thing. Like, I'm going to take out the trash or clean the dishes at a very young age without being told, because Daddy said this is my chores for the week. I take out this garbage every Wednesday. I do this. I clean my room every Tuesday. Whatever the case is, whatever your responsibilities or chores are, if you're stuck in the ways of do it, what's going to happen when you're an adult? And you need to mow the lawn and the trash has to come out and blah, blah, blah. You're going to be the guy. You're going to have light years more experience of responsibility and alpha maleism than that person who sat down and played video games and got fat and stuffed their face with Doritos all day and never really had a chance to be responsible. Or because if you don't have responsibility, you don't have power. And if you don't have power, don't even call yourself an alpha. You are subject to others, especially peers, or authority. First off, if you think a police officer has more power than you, that's exactly what's wrong with this world. If you're a man, be a fucking man. Understand you have limitless power. And you can't have that limitless power if you don't add responsibilities or add chores or add circumstances and responsibilities into your life. If you don't have that, how do you get responsibility? You got to add these responsibilities. A lot of you guys, like for example with me, I've never met my biological father. I only have my biological mother. So I've never been, I didn't have that growing up, like a real good stern father. Now I had a father and I had a stepfather. My stepfather's the best. My father didn't really teach me shit. He was probably one of the stupidest, I said stupidest, but one of the dumbest people I know. Not that I don't like the guy or anything, but I'm just saying the truth. So he didn't teach me responsibility because he never had responsibility. My stepdad did, thank God, because if I didn't have my stepdad, I'd probably not be who I am today. So it's very important to have a wise, godly man, head of the household, teaching you responsibility, telling you that you're doing the lawn at the age of 6, and you're weed whacking by the age of 7, and you're shooting guns by the age of 8. Right? He taught me how to drive. I was out on the roads, the country roads, driving at the age of 14. Responsibility, guys. He took me out on the roads at the age of 14. I learned how to drive stick by the age of 15. Do you understand? I had my own dog, which I worked for at the age of 12. I worked from spring to fall, all year long, to pay for a puppy boxer at the age of 12. I worked, did the neighbors' lawns, did whatever I could because I really wanted a puppy boxer. And guess what that puppy boxer instilled into me? So much responsibility. No one else is responsible for this dog, and if I don't take care of this dog, the dog dies. This dog's well-being is based on me. At the age of 12, I had a responsibility. At the age of 12. Where are your guys' responsibility? Where's your responsibility? Do you even go out at the age of 10? Do you walk around? Do you do stuff? Do you shoot guns? Do you drive cars at the age of 14? Should. See, by the age of 12, I raised my own dog. My puppy to adulthood. I had to train my dog. I had to feed my dog. I had to make sure that dog had fresh water. At the age of 12. Gives you an outrageous amount of responsibility at the age of 12. Just having a puppy. My parents said, I ain't buying you no dog. If you want a dog, you work for it. Oh, so I have to be responsible for the whole spectrum. The whole thing. Not just a part of it. The whole thing. That's, as a parent, is what you need to be doing with your children. Get your children responsible. Get your children out of the TV, out of the living room. Get your kid outside. Get your kid to understand where food comes from. Because what happens when that child gets older is that all of those things that they learned as a child from you will be brought into their adulthood. And if you're going to be dumb enough to be like, I have no control over my alcoholism or my smoking habits, or I have no idea where my food's going to come from, that's why I go to the supermarket. Hope for the best and don't prepare for the worst. Where do you think that leads you in life? Oh, down socialism. Everyone's going to help us, and you got to be helping out your community. That's all gravy. Yes, help out your community. But socialism is based on taking away all your responsibility, taking away your beards, taking away your masculinity, taking away your free thought. See, if you're responsible, you're going to be responsible for your thoughts. You're not going to be worried about who's offended by what. If you're responsible, you know what to say. You know when to say it. See, your strengths all align based on you. And the earlier you figure that out and change it and make those adjustments, the better. All right, so I got family members coming up to me right now, so I will see you guys next video. I got plenty more content. Stay tuned. It's Opex, guys. Be responsible. Take care of your life. Be an alpha. I know that's been the topic of my channel for the last few years, is responsibility, but it's big. And start your kids young. Be responsible in everything. Give them more responsibilities than they deserve. Get them so hooked on responsibility, they don't have an excuse. Thanks, guys. Plenty more content coming. It's Opex. I'm out. See ya.